Sup guys, Xander977 here today to do Bleach chapter 592 review titled Marching Out the Zombies 3. Now this is a continuation from last week's chapter, right? Where all of a sudden we see Hitsugaya show up. No one expecting him to be one of Giselle's pets. So I will give Kubo, the benefit of the doubt right there. That was absolutely shocking, right? Especially Hitsugaya. No one was expecting that necessarily. Even though he got taken out by Basby with burner finger and all of that, no one was expecting him to show up as Giselle's um as one of Giselle's zombie puppets. Well, apparently we got an explanation this chapter of Bleach. So now we see Hitsugaya shows up, right? And upon Hitsugaya showing up, we see a clear difference, not just in like how we normally would portray Hitsugaya to be, because a lot of people have their opinion that they think that Hitsugaya is a shitty captain, that he's basically one of the weakest captains in the Gotai 13, even though he's captain class, and never one really well, and for good reason, because he wasn't noted for being, even though he had ice abilities, he never really showcased them in a cool and badass way. But this chapter changed all of that. I have to give Hitsugaya his props, right? Hitsugaya is now downright dirty. He's down and dirty, right? He's doing what it takes, right? And even the way how he does it is just pure badassness everywhere, right? He shows up and immediately, no questions asked, attacks Ikaku and Yumichika, right? And Yumichika was foolish enough to try to dodge with a Bakudo, but apparently Ikaku used his weapon to hit him out of the way, and I'm guessing that they both escaped, but Ikaku got one of his legs frozen over with ice, and he's saying, oh, that's a small price to pay for escaping that attack, because it's still Captain Hitsugaya, right? Out of the blue, stabbed through his chest, right? I'm like, whoa, Hitsugaya is not playing around. This is not the same Hitsugaya who we knew, who went after Aizen countless times only to get freaked up, so now sliced up in the back, right? Easily, mercilessly, looking like a noob, right? This is not the same Hitsugaya who we've seen time and time again, not just with fighting Aizen, but with his opponents. We've never seen him display this level of badassness or composure or even fighting ability, right? We've never necessarily seen this from Hitsugaya in this way, and the way how he's fighting now is completely badass, right? It surely makes you think, is this the same Hitsugaya that we've known all along? It brings up that question, it really does, because it's like he's a complete different person. But he stabs Ikaku in his chest, and upon stabbing him in his chest, I think Ikaku tries to retaliate, but he slashes him again, right? And then was coming again to basically deal with him in the finishing blow, and then Yumichika jumped up and tried to prevent him, and then he tried it. I'm guessing that he tries to go Shikai, but it wasn't fast enough. Hitsugaya knees him, and on the edge of his knees, right, there's ice. I'm like, whoa, Hitsugaya is not playing around. He knees him, but before he even it was ice on his knees in the shape of, with a pointed edge. So he really, oh man, Hitsugaya. this is completely remarkable, right? Completely different coming from Hitsugaya. This is crazy. He knees Yumichika with the ice on his leg, and after he knees him, right, he basically slashes him, and that's it. Yumichika is done with, and then Mayuri shows up behind him and is saying that how he observes that with Hitsugaya's body movements and all of that, it's very fluid, right? He's basically just as strong as he was when he was alive. So this gets him thinking that Hitsugaya was made into a zombie before he died, or he was made into a zombie while alive. So this means that Hitsugaya isn't technically dead because he never died in the first place. Giselle just used her technique on him to make him to a zombie to control his body against his own will, so he isn't dead. Unlike in the case with Bambietta, where she she has consciousness, she remembers herself, she knows everything about herself, but it seems like her powers were dulled down a bit in because she was made into a zombie after her death. So Hitsugaya is technically still alive. So it's basically just being controlled against his will. Being a puppet of Giselle. So he's not technically dead, which I'm guessing, will bring some people relief in a sense. So Giselle agrees, and she's saying how it's basically a win-win situation for her. And then that guy Coolhorn, or whatever his name is, right? He shows up again because he was the one who wanted to face Giselle, but Hitsugaya stepped in. He shows up again, and he feels that because he did in Bambietta pretty easily, that he would be able to face Hitsugaya pretty easily, but Mario was shouting at him that no, get out of the way, too late. Hitsugaya sliced him up, right? Did a vertical slice across his body. He got cocky and he paid the price. He got sliced up, right? He's there on the ground. Hitsugaya was coming down again. Oh man, Hitsugaya was coming down again to do him in, but we get this kind of light shield or light net that was put up that blocked Hitsugaya's attack. So Mario saved him right there, and he's talking about how he doesn't respect Hitsugaya going, trying to kill off his test subjects that he went through all the trouble trying to get. He doesn't want Hitsugaya to do that to them, especially not against his consent. And push come to shove, it ends up with Mario saying, well, what do you say about you becoming my guinea pig? And Hitsugaya just basically just staring at him, not saying a word, emotionless. So that seems to be the new face off now, Mario versus Hitsugaya, because I'm guessing that Giselle as an opponent herself, she's not a very strong opponent herself. Her real strength, in my opinion, is that ability to use zombies, right? So the stronger the person she's able to control, the stronger the person that she's able to make into a zombie, the stronger or the more strength she has at her disposal. That's what her real strength is. So if Mario gets rid of Hitsugaya, if he does in fact manage that feat, then that would mean that Giselle herself will be little work left, because Bambi-chan is supposedly out of the way. Maybe her body got vaporized, who knows, but she's apparently out of the way, and the rest of the zombies that Giselle would have at her disposal, at least for the time being, if it's not up to this level, then they can deal with them pretty much. So I mean, right now it seems like it's going to be a Mayu versus Hitsugaya fight. So this would be interesting, and I'm saying it right now that Hitsugaya, he's not joking, man. He's freaking up cat. He's not messing around. This dude does not play around. Hitsugaya, he will mess you up. This is not the same Hitsugaya that we've known all throughout those Aizen arcs, getting his ass whooped by Aizen. No, this is a completely different dude, right? Completely different dude on so many levels. I have to say that yes, he does appear badass in this chapter, right? First time that we've seen Hitsugaya, in my opinion, appear badass is in this chapter. The way how he did it in Yumichika, the way how he just sliced up the Kaku, and the way how he just dealt with Kura and everyone that tried to face him, he just dealt with them coolly without even going Bankai, mind you, right? We've known him to be he's well known to be able to, or he's one of those more well known people that jump to go Bankai a lot, like Ichigo, right? But he isn't even at Bankai yet. I'm not even sure if he's even using his Shikai abilities, right? He's just basically using his attack with ice, yes, but that's not even his Shikai, if I'm correct in saying that. So Hitsugaya versus Mahiro, this should be a good fight. Overall, I thought it was an awesome chapter of Bleach. I liked it very much, like the whole revelation, and I'm guessing for those Hitsugaya fans out there, it's a relief to them to know that he's not technically dead. So I'm guessing that after all is well and done with, that after Israel is defeated, if she is defeated, then he will return back to normal. That's my guess. So that's it. That's my review. Remember to rate, comment, subscribe. Sayonara.